I reside in a two-floor house along with my sister. It can be classified as a mother-daughter house, as it features two kitchens. My sister occupies the downstairs area, while I occupy the upstairs section. Due to her frequent stays at her boyfriend's place, which is approximately 20 miles away, my sister is often absent. Although I am aware that being home alone should not cause undue anxiety at my age of 30, I must admit that there are times when it does. The incident I am about to describe took place on a night when I was home alone, seated in the living room, engrossed in a frightening movie. The design of my part of the house follows an open layout, where the living room, dining room, and kitchen seamlessly blend into one expansive space. Positioned in the middle of this area is my couch, which means that as I watch television, my back faces a significant portion of the room. Consequently, for those who are easily spooked, this might not be the most comfortable location for solitary movie watching. I must confess that as I sat in the dimly lit room, illuminated only by the glow of the television, I frequently found myself glancing over my shoulder. I like to believe that I am not the only 30-year-old male who exhibits such behavior. In any case, after the movie concluded, I proceeded to brush my teeth, turned off all the lights in the house, and retired to bed. Unfortunately, my slumber was disrupted after approximately 2 hours. I awoke around 1 a.m., initially uncertain of the cause. Then, I discerned a voice emanating from downstairs, resembling that of my sister. It seemed as though she was inside the house, as she wasn't calling for me to open the door. Nevertheless, I could unmistakably identify her voice. Unclear about the purpose behind her call, my groggy state prevented me from thinking clearly. My immediate assumption was that she required my attention or that she was engaged in an argument with her boyfriend. Consequently, I left my bed and ventured into the dark hallway. Turning on the lights, I cautiously made my way through the living room, when I once again heard my sister's voice, this time from the lower level of the house. Now, her words became intelligible as she appeared to be calling my name. I descended the staircase in darkness, vociferously questioning her as to the matter at hand. Within the foyer downstairs, I endeavored to locate the light switch, yet my efforts proved fruitless. I can sincerely attest to my grogginess at that moment. Progressing along her narrow corridor towards the kitchen, I sought to find a means to illuminate the surroundings. Upon flicking the switch, the luminosity emanated, enlivening her modest abode, encompassing both the kitchen and the adjoining living room. Initially dim, the light required time to reach its full radiance. Nonetheless, I ascertained the absence of any presence downstairs. Neither she nor her boyfriend were to be found. Perplexed, I proceeded towards her unoccupied bedroom. Emitting a resounding call of her name, met with unresponsiveness, I was suddenly startled by the sound of an object falling onto the floor from within my sister's room, which I had recently inspected and confirmed to be vacant. Retreating upstairs in a reminiscent fashion, akin to a young child, I reconvened at my sleeping quarters, where my phone resided. Repeated attempts to reach her via telephone proved futile, as she remained unresponsive. Locking myself within the confines of my room, I found myself plagued with uncertainty, questioning whether the events that transpired were mere figments of my imagination. Succumbing to exhaustion, I eventually succumbed to slumber. Upon awakening the following morning, I discovered a text message from my sister, inquiring about the reason behind my late-night phone call at 1 a.m. Inquiring whether she had been present at home the previous night, she affirmed that she was currently residing at her boyfriend's residence. Compelled to investigate, I descended to her bedroom, aiming to determine the source of the fallen object. To my bewilderment, not a single item littered the floor that could account for the audible disturbance. Consequently, I am led to believe that the entire episode was a product of my hallucinatory faculties, a notion I prefer to embrace, as the alternative would engender far greater horror. It is pertinent to note that I have not experienced any other instances of hallucination or sleep-related disorders. The vividness with which I heard my sister's voice and the subsequent noise within her room continued to disconcert me profoundly.